Hello and welcome to Inspirational Thursday. I'm Sherry Nichols and I am thrilled to be here with you today. I am super excited to share this with you, ladies. It's a great story, and my hope is that it really inspires you to take some action and movement in your life that'll really propel you forward. So, last night I was watching a new series about the life of Jesus. It's called The Chosen. If you haven't heard of it or you're not watching it, I highly recommend it. It is put together by a gentleman by the name of Dallas Jenkins, and it is really a wonderful series. It's completely free. And they were on the episode last night that I was watching. That was the wedding, where Jesus performed his very first miracle for the public. And I love how that played out because up until that point, he had been performing miracles, but privately. And as he was at this wedding, everybody was having a fantastic time, and the parents of the groom were best friends with his mom, and they were really on a shoestring budget, and they were trying to do the best they could, and they ran out of wine. Most of you know this story. And they were on the brink of being humiliated because in those days you wanted to have plenty of wine. You wanted to really allow everyone to stay and enjoy and really party for as long as possible to celebrate the new couple. And so just after the first dance, they ran out of wine, and Jesus' mother comes to him and says, "Oh my gosh, you've got to help. You've got to help. There completely no wine left." And he looked at her, took her hands and said, "It's not my time." And she looked at him and she said, "If not now, when?" And I feel like that is such a powerful question to ask yourself, because in that moment, Jesus had been performing miracles privately, but he had not gone out into the public and was delaying. And how many of you can say the same thing about perhaps gifts that you have, talents that you have, waiting for the right time, and the delay? It's one of the 4 Ds that gets us off track. Delay coming into your life and pushing it aside, and you saying, "Oh, the circumstances are just not right yet," or "I don't have enough education," or "I don't have the money," or "I don't feel like I'm enough yet. I just don't feel comfortable yet." But there are a million excuses as to why you feel like you can't get started yet, and they're all circumstantial. And we all know that the power that's breathing you is greater than any circumstance that you could possibly have in your life. And so just as Jesus decided to step in and to perform this miracle, I would ask you to consider what gift do you have? What talent do you have? What project do you have? What in your life have you been maybe dabbling in your spare time, in your private time, but you have not fully brought it out into a bigger expression? And especially if it's something that will make an impact on people, that will help people, that will create just a beautiful positive energy for people, or that will allow more good to be on the planet, then I ask you to ask yourself that question: if not now, when? And so as Jesus' mother was looking into his eyes and really begging him with her eyes to do this, because if he didn't do it, her dearest friend and family would be humiliated. And Jesus couldn't bear that. And also he wanted to do this for his mom. And so he said yes, of course, as we all know. And as he was turning that water, the many barrels of water, into wine, they were also talking about in this series how the water containers that he was using to, filling those particular containers with water, that they were lined with a material that was pure, that there was nothing in them that was unclean. And I also find this an interesting analogy and symbolism, that whatever it is, this miracle that is really the alchemy of it inside of you is based on a purity. It's based on the purity of the essence that you were born from. And just as Jesus was able to turn that water lined in this pure material into wine miraculously, you too can turn whatever it is inside of you that is your gift, that is your talent, that is this project that wants to birth through you, and you know that it's from a pure source. Allow it to come forward. It is time. And so I ask you again to ask yourself that question, if not now, when? And make a commitment that you're going to bring this forth, whether that be today, tomorrow, a week from now, but anchor it with a date and commit to it. Post it in the comments below so that we can all support you in bringing forth your miraculous, wondrous gifts and talents, because that is exactly what the planet is in need of right now, you and your gift. Thanks so much for being with me today, sending you lots of love, and stay tuned for our Saturday Soul Sparkle Saturday call. Bye for now.